Hello guys and welcome back to another BTS video. Today's video we're going to be watching the BTS military strategy in the 1-2 discredited by Borough City Magazine, of course. I'm saying now this video has been on my list for a very long time, I'll be honest. Probably like towards like the beginning because all the way at the bottom, but recently seen some clips of them coming out the military like with the fresh zero cut, and I'm saying the zero all around, and I'm saying I was like, damn. Anything like that. Like, what was it like in the military though? I mean, I don't know if this video we're gonna talk about that. I mean, see who discredit their journey, but I am more interested in like the BTS military like stuff. I mean, I'm not sure they really talked about it at all really, but I mean, it's still kind of fresh to me. I mean, probably it's old news to you guys, but it's still fresh to me. So I'm gonna see like what was going on, why they went there. Because we've seen a couple of videos that kind of briefly talked about it, but nothing really in depth. I mean, this video might not even be in depth, but I just want to see like what it was like a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, watching this video, and I'm excited to see, I guess, what could happen. So, I guess let's right into it. Subtitles on, quality maxed out. Wait, enhanced premium. Oh, we're not buying YouTube Premium, buddy. We're not doing that. All right.
In South Korea, all able-bodied male citizens have to enlist in the
Whoa. Okay, let's go back. I don't ruin the flow. All right.
In South Korea, all able-bodied male citizens have to enlist in the military for 18 months before turning 28 years old. This of course includes K-pop singers. The 7 members of BTS at the peak of their careers enlisted in the military, serving from December of 2022 to June of 2025.
You really do have to go back to Elvis Presley to think of a pop music act of this magnitude entering the military at the absolute peak of their popularity.
First, J-Hope and RM, the third and fourth oldest members, released solo albums. Soon after, Jin, the oldest member,
Ooh, I won't lie to you. How long ago this video was? Cause I might kind of throw me off. No, it's only 8 months ago. I don't know. I feel like the little. Am I tripping? Am I hearing that? One person's hearing that. I don't know. I mean, I can talk shit because my mic used to be shit, and y'all guys was roasting me, and then now my mic better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like I can talk a little shit. You know what I'm saying? I still fuck with you, Rosie, though.
Hope and RM, the third and fourth oldest members, released solo albums. Soon after, Jin, the oldest member, enlisted. Meanwhile, J-Hope, Suga, and Jimin released solo projects. Later, the second and third oldest members enlisted. Meanwhile, the younger members released solo projects. Then the younger members enlisted all together. For 6 months, all of the BTS members were in the military, but they released pre-recorded albums and music videos, so it was like they never left. After these 6 months, Jin, the oldest member, was discharged, and he released a solo project. Then J-Hope was discharged, and both members released more solo projects. Soon after, the younger members were all discharged from active duty, and Suga finished his social service, which lasts 21 months instead of 18 because of a shoulder injury. And in no time, the 7 BTS members reunited and started working on their group comeback in June of 2025. Despite not being 7, during this 2.5
Oh, okay. I do want to say though, like I do want to like get around to like their solo songs, solo album and stuff. But obviously, I'm still got to get through the group albums before I even expand out. But that's still pretty cool though. Like they still all being like solo artists. Like but they still like they start releasing solo tracks. Cause I know well RM kind of already had like his own type thing, but like also I wasn't sure. They never really talked about it, but I'm guessing like when like they knew they were going to the military, they started doing their own thing so they could still have like I guess a little bit of momentum. So you're not just like not dropping anything, they still dropping stuff that's like a J Hope or like a Suga, like they still dropping like just like music, you know what I'm saying? Just not as a group though.
Back in June of 2025. Despite not being 7, during these 2.5 years, BTS had new music out at all times. They were unable to release music as a group, but they were solo artists under the same BTS label, and they even promoted themselves as members of BTS. All of this while their bandmates served in the military. This strategy is surprisingly rare in K-pop. The members of male K-pop groups don't tend to enlist together. Instead, they each wait for the moment they turn 28 to enlist, leaving their groups incomplete for many years. This is basically the main reason why so many people applaud BTS. They did not just enlist together, but they also scheduled.
Bro, I still can't get around to that, bro.
So many people applaud BTS.
Fuck. Oh, bro. Fuck, bro. Oh man, it's just I feel like it's traumatizing to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was younger, like they used to force you to get these cuts. I feel like them the same type shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I just would feel ugly. You know what I'm saying? When my hair is super low like that, I just feel ugly. You know what I'm saying? I just see some people say that, like, you know, they feel like they look good with the short hair. Um, I'll disagree. I'm not saying they're ugly. I'm just saying, like, I feel like I've seen them with their hair, and now I'm seeing them without their hair. And I'm saying, I'm a straight man, but I'm just saying, like, you know what to do, look, you know what I'm saying, look good though. Like, I feel like that's not like, you know what I'm saying, not homosexual whatsoever. But like, I feel they look, you know what I'm saying, better with their hair longer. Like Jimmy, you know what I'm saying, like the blonde hair, I feel like he rocked that pretty well. You know what I'm saying? With the low hair, I ain't feeling that, bro. I'll be honest, but hey.
Yes, they did not just enlist together, but they also scheduled solo releases right after the other, and they even prepared a lot of music for the 6 months while they were all serving. This strategy maintained the fandom entertained, and it even made the members more popular than they already were while promoting as BTS. That should be the end of it, but it's not. After BTS reunited in June of 2025, many started complimenting them on their effective strategy, their strong bond, and the sacrifices they made to stay as a group. But some K-pop fans believe they should not get this recognition because they were not the first group to enlist together. Therefore, they didn't do anything extraordinary. This really caught my attention because as someone who has been following BTS for a long time, I was surprised to learn that there were actually other K-pop groups that enlisted in the way BTS did. I thought, who are they? Because they are definitely not the biggest groups in K-pop. To the contrary, BTS's strategy was so unbelievable that even hopeful BTS fans were trying to
Also, hold
calculate
on.
all.
Oops. I feel like that makes sense though. I mean, I'm not too like engraved in like even BTS and then let alone K-pop. So, but I'm guessing like she's just like a BTS fan. I mean, obviously, I feel like well, obviously that's evident with her videos, um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought that'd be like a surprise thing. I mean, especially if someone like not into K-pop, like, oh, like other groups did, like what BTS did, like that's kind of crazy. I mean, BTS did it like on a bigger scale, so it's like a whole like much more known thing. But I guess that makes sense though. I mean, I guess it makes sense that other groups have done that. I mean, it's like, but I don't think that take away from what they did though. But I don't know.
Was so unbelievable
Well,
that even in K-pop. To the contrary, BTS
Louis Vuitton. sorry, sorry. I think that's Louis Vuitton too. Oh, they all weren't they Louis up? Oh shit. Collab.
This strategy was so unbelievable that even hopeful BTS fans were trying to calculate other scenarios in which BTS could go to the military. If they enlisted one by one, they would be reunited in 7 years, meaning
Damn.
2029. This was the biggest fear. So like many other successful K-pop groups, some fans hoped that 3 or 4 members could keep the group alive with subunits. Others were hopeful to see BTS release music with 1, 2, or 3 members missing at times. Others hope for the members closing age to enlist together, so they have a 5-year hiatus instead of a 7-year hiatus. My point is that before 2022, no one was thinking about BTS's actual strategy being a possibility. It was that rare. So why are so many people claiming that BTS's strategy was not extraordinary? To get my answer, I looked into the groups that did it first. And after doing so, I realized that BTS's strategy was even more unbelievable than I thought it was.
Okay.
Whenever BTS fans mention that BTS's strategy was extraordinary and very effective, some K-pop fans go on and on about how this was not an unbelievable plan. So I looked into the other groups people claim did it first, and it turns out that they are correct. Other groups enlisted in similar ways to BTS before BTS. However, I realized that for BTS, this was a difficult decision and a very complex strategy to plan. Meanwhile, the few groups that enlisted in a similar way didn't have to plan or decide much. Let's look at some examples. On and Off is a K-pop boy group under WM Entertainment, a relatively medium label. They were a 7-member group, but one of them left, so they are 6 now. From this
hold on, give me a second. I'm about to go back. I have some of my fuck. Hold on.
On and Off is a K-pop boy group under WM Entertainment, a relatively medium label. They were a 7-member group, but one of them left, so they are 6 now. From these 6 members, one is Japanese. so he doesn't need to enlist. That leaves 5 members. In November of 2021,
Damn. Okay. Oh wait, let me go back a little bit. Like, I don't know why I paused. Like I wouldn't know who he needed.
so he doesn't need to enlist. That leaves 5 members. In November of 2021, the group's leader announced that the 5 Korean members will enlist together. A month later, 1 member enlisted on December 21st, 2 other members enlisted on the 27th, and the 2 last members enlisted on the 28th. The enlisted members
Damn,
even
wait, right before Christmas, my nigga? you gonna no family, bro? No, I'm saying you said fuck Christmas. And fuck, y'all said fuck New Year's though. So I would, hey, January 2nd, I mean, January 2nd, that's my auto listed, to be honest.
On the 27th, and the 2 last members enlisted on the 28th. The enlisted members even performed together in a military event. This plan was great. Their hiatus was very short, and they reunited after 2 years. So this strategy was very smart. But also, it was pretty much their only choice. The Korean members are so close in age that even if they enlisted when they each turned 28, their hiatus would have been the same as BTS's, very short. The one who made the biggest sacrifice was the youngest member who enlisted 2 years before his deadline. But the other members were pretty much in the typical enlistment age range for K-pop stars. Either the youngest member enlists early with the others, or he would be the only one left out. So the members definitely had to talk about it and choose to prioritize the group. But this outcome was not unbelievable. All the Korean members were born within the same year and a half. Meanwhile, the BTS members have an age difference of 5 years.
Yeah, I wasn't. That still is crazy to me. Like, I don't think the U.S. has something that's even remotely similar to that. Yeah, nothing I could think of. Like, where you like mandatory gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Like when you for a certain age, I don't know. I mean, I know like it's like a thing where it's like, well, I'm not gonna talk about politics really, but like I seen a thing where it was like making like a thing where I think if you're under 28, you can get drafted or something like that. I'm not sure how true that is though, but you know, I know how the internet is, but that's not exactly the same thing as them saying you have to like get enlisted for 2 years. But I mean, I don't know why they would like not enlist together, right? Like, wouldn't that make a lot more sense than like didn't just like do it in spurts or whatever? Because like I mean, because 2 years, I guess they don't want to lose momentum though. Because I mean, being completely gone for 2 years would be crazy. But then I thought that make more sense than to split up and then like, but yeah, I guess one other thing where you don't want to lose the momentum you have, and then you come back out and say you wash now, and it's like damn. So I think I get it. I get it.
A similar example to on and off that K-pop stans mention a lot is Shinhwa. By 2007, each of the 6 members of Shinhwa created their own labels to promote a solo artist, which they did.
Wait, 2007? They already look kind of old in this picture. Like, am I tripping? Maybe like an old BTS group that like they resurged after a while. It's like a newer type picture. 2007, I'm like, fuck, bro.
Stans mention a lot is Shinhwa. By 2007, each of the 6 members of Shinhwa created their own labels to promote a solo artist, which they did until they started enlisting one by one. The difference with BTS is that during this military period, there was no music, group, or solo. However, I have to highlight that this was probably the best decision for them because they are very close in age. BTS, like many other K-pop groups with many members, are not. That's why this strategy was surprising to see in BTS, but not in this group. It was actually expected. Like on and off, there was no big sacrifice. They simply followed the law.
Okay, about what thing about now is like obviously it would make a lot more sense to like all go back to the same time. Like I get when you're younger, you don't obviously no one actually wants to be in the military. Well, not like that. I mean like not drafted, enlist. No one, I was like no one wants to like willingly enlist. I mean you kind of have to. But like even then, like if you're younger, I guess you don't you don't want to I guess like waste your youth in there. But I mean, you got to go anyway. So I feel like if I want to do it, if I have to do it, I want to do it immediately. So then after that is done, I don't got to worry about that even down the line. Cause I don't like having shit down the line that I just know I have to do. But it's something like that's gonna take with 2 years, well, like a year and a half to like do almost 2 years. So it's like you might as well just knock it out early and then it's done. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it at least.
Highlight, formerly known as Beast, are also very close in age, so they enlisted when it was time for them to enlist. While serving, one member left the group, so after a
Damn.
2.5-year hiatus, they had a comeback as a 4-member group. Once again, this strategy was not a decision, it was just the law.
Okay.
Another similar example to the previous groups is 2PM. The 5 Korean members of the 6-member group enlisted when it was time for each of them to enlist. Because of their proximity in age, they finished their military service in a span of 3 years. Despite their short hiatus, they didn't prioritize the group. Instead, they had one comeback and then they focused on their solo careers.
Oh, okay.
Another group people say enlisted together is SHINee. By December of 2018, SHINee had 4 members, and 3 of them enlisted together because they were very close in age. The oldest member was actually about to turn 29 when he enlisted, but he still made sure to enlist by 28. The other 2 members enlisted just in time, only some months before their 28th birthday. In other words, they enlisted together because it was time for them to enlist. Meanwhile, the youngest member released solo music and became a member of another group. So after the older members were discharged, they reunited quickly. And soon after, the youngest member enlisted. This left the group incomplete for almost 5 years. Although this turned out great for them, I think we cannot include this group in this list. This strategy was not intentionally followed for the longevity of the group. Each member enlisted when they had to enlist, and the group was incomplete for many years.
Okay. I didn't want to pause while she was been talking. I wanted to let her finish. But I was about to say, that nigga, like, he... I was about to say, nigga, he King Slime, nigga. Like, that nigga, like, bro, well, some of y'all old niggas went in the military, nigga, I'm snaking y'all. I thought that shit he was on. Like, y'all in the military now, and I don't gotta fuck with you, know what I'm saying? Now I'm about to join BTS. You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, fuck it. All right, y'all old ass niggas in the military, I'm lit, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here, I'm lit. But then they came back out, they linked back up, I'm like, that's cool. I thought that nigga was like, oh, fuck them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for the other niggas to get out. I gotta feed my family, bro. That's actually he was on. But he connect back with him, so I thought that's pretty cool. But I was about to say, what? I was about to say, why no videos about that? I was like, boy, I was like, hey, that having a fire video, he just snaked them out. He probably definitely got hated for that though if he fully snaked them out. But some like you need a villain though. You need a villain. You know what I'm saying? Let's say if he made it big, then he'd be like, oh, like he a snake. You can't trust him. You know what I'm saying? But let's say he make banger music though. It was like, I said you hate that nigga, but like, hey, you know what I'm saying? He popping this shit still. So you know.
Another group some people like to mention enlisted together is TVXQ. And while that is true, there is only 2 members in this group. One member enlisted in July of 2015 and the other enlisted in November of 2015.
2 members in his group, that's not a group. That is 2 people. like that's a duo, literally. Like it's not if I see 2 people, I wouldn't call them a group. They'd just be a duo at most. Okay.
Enlisted in July of 2015 and the other enlisted in November.
He looks kind of familiar. Like no racial though, no racial. I mean, like he looks like somebody from Stray Kids. Is it Han Bin? Or no, I swear there's no racial. There's no racial. I promise you. Like that's what I'd be kind of like. He like a more serious version of him though. All right, let me I feel like
2015. Some months after their discharge, they released their comeback album. So as a group part of a big 3 label, they did benefit from enlisting together, but the plan was not as complex as BTS's.
Sky.
Sky, formerly known as Into It, is a K-pop male group formed under MMO Entertainment, a small/medium label now known as Wake One. They debuted as an 8-member group in 2017. A member left in 2018, another member left in 2019, and in 2020, the remaining 6 members announced they would continue the group independently.
Is that common? Like, I was having through a few groups I'm hearing, like, niggas just be leaving. I mean, I guess you don't want to be in a idol group forever, but like those not your guys though. Like that's not your boy. Y'all mud brothers, bro. Y'all not. I guess maybe some personal shapping or something. I don't know, but I'm saying like if we're coming up and I say we're successful. Like if y'all weren't successful, then some shit where it's like okay, you know what I'm saying like we're not making no moves for real. My family hungry as fuck. I mean I gotta do something else. And I'm like okay, but it seems like these guys are like fairly successful though. So I don't know. I mean, niggas just be leaving them. Like I heard that happened with Stray Kids too. Some guy like one of the members left. So it's like, is that like a normal thing? Like bigger groups that people just start leaving, or because I never like obviously with BTS, no member left. So it's like this is new to me. I'll be honest.
And in 2020, the remaining 6 members announced they would continue the group independently. But because of the COVID pandemic, the Korean members decided to instead enlist together in November and December of 2020. This was the most surprising example I could find, because like BTS, the members are not that close in age. The youngest member was enlisting almost 3 years before his deadline. So why are we not hearing more about this? When people talk about how amazing BTS strategy is, the conversation is mostly about how beneficial this is for the longevity of the group. This strategy allows the public to 1. Not forget about them because there's constant new music, and 2. Make the group reunion happen as soon as possible. However, Sky became an independent group and then enlisted altogether. They were discharged in 2022, and since then, they haven't released any music as a group. They only held a couple of fan meetings without their Malaysian member. By the time I'm making this video, it's been 3 years since they were discharged. Just so you have an idea, after this group was discharged, BTS enlisted, released solo music, were discharged, reunited, and worked on their comeback album. During this time, this group only released vlogs and short videos. What I'm guessing is that because they don't have a label, they cannot enjoy the benefits of enlisting at the same time. Back in 2020, when they announced their enlistment, some fans were scared of this strategy because without a label and with how fast the K-pop industry goes, a complete absence may work against them. So they did go and return together, but the outcome did not happen. Their fans are still waiting for an actual comeback.
Okay, I didn't know. I mean, obviously with not albums. I mean with labels. They like they give you budget. They call it you like recording studio and shit like that. But I do get be independent. But I feel like it's one of those things where you kind of already have to be like your own like gotta be like that already. You know? Like if BTS went, what you call it? Like they went without a label. I feel like they'd be eating pretty good still. But like if you're like a medium sized group, probably don't want to do that. I mean, you could, maybe you could switch labels. I'm not sure you could really do that, but I don't know if that's really a good idea. Even like with music though, I mean, I feel like when you're like you kind of, no, I feel like it's different because like when you're making like songs, you start off as a solo. Um, and when you're like a K-pop artist, you're already under a label. So it's like even before you even make like music like good music, whatever, you're still under a label. But when you're like just like starting out like just with regular music, especially nowadays, you're just kind of you're solo until you're signed, and when you're signed, and that's when you can like make like a big push, to like the mainstream. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I don't know about the K-pop industry in general, though. But I guess that's why I watch these videos. Pretty much.
The reason why I analyzed these groups' enlistments is because I wanted to understand the reason why this strategy was so shocking when BTS did it and not them. The simplest answer, of course, is that BTS is the biggest group. So when they do it, it becomes news. But I believe that answer erases BTS's efforts. Like I already explained, these groups enlisted together because they had no other choice. They are so close in age that whether they decided to prioritize the group or disband and go solo, they would have still enlisted almost all together. But this lucky situation is not common in K-pop. The 7 examples I gave may seem like a lot, but they are actually nothing. The other hundreds of K-pop groups disband before enlistment or enlist at different times. Actually, the examples I showed were so rare that it was hard for me to find them because a lot of the examples K-pop fans gave turned out to be false. I saw people mentioning EXO, but they were incomplete for 6 years because of their military service. Others mentioned Super Junior, but they were incomplete for 9 years, mentioning them as examples of groups that follow.
Like why, bro? I don't understand that. Like what? I get. Well, I do understand. Like you don't want to lose momentum. Like I say, if I stop posting videos for 2 years, yeah, I'm probably done. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you gotta like you still schedule videos that are like have like album like I don't know. I feel like that just makes I feel like okay, let's say if I knew about to go to the military, right? I record a fuck ton of songs, nigga. Like a fuck ton of songs. Obviously, like you can't just like make songs. Like type of let me make a new song real quick. But like, I would try to like have like stuff that like I can still upload even while not upload. I mean, I can still drop shit even when I'm in the military. At least like if you don't got that much stuff to like space it out by a decent bit, but like at least like drop something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I would try to have an album prepared while I'm in there, like and it dropped like towards like the middle, so like you still get like I'm saying so like a year and like something like another year or whatever, if possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually like if they could, they probably would, but I'm just saying like damn, 8 years though, like without all your guys, or 9 years all your guys, like I feel that is not like that's not the move. No, I feel like that like when would that be the move? I'm just like I don't know, it's crazy.
For 9 years, mentioning them as examples of groups that follow this military strategy before BTS is just disingenuous or completely misunderstanding BTS's plan. After my research, I can say that the only group that intentionally went out of their way to follow a similar strategy to BTS before BTS was Sky, a group that seemingly doesn't have the resources to have a comeback and enjoy the benefits of this enlistment strategy. When I come across these conversations, I personally feel a sentiment of rejection to BTS's efforts by K-pop fans. According to them, BTS fans are insufferable for giving them so much credit. Some even say that BTS fans have K-pop history ignorance.
Let me see. They BTS man, you type in list, but no, he did not. I hate how y'all act like your phase are the first to everything because you're K-pop ignorance. Low key. Wait. I'm not gonna wait. Let me finish reading. Hold on. The members of TVXQ enlisted within months of each other in 2015. They both released. They released 2 solo albums and 2 10th anniversary concert films, a remix album. It's a lot of shit. They had zero pushback for any of it. Unlike the other idols released got pushback. People would mention the other comment thread. They spent the first year back. Okay. I don't really want to read all of this, but. Low key though, okay, I thought you about to say something like the discredit what you just said. That could be a little true. I'll be honest, I could be a little true because obviously like my intro was BTS, and then obviously every video where it's like BTS not K-pop. So then I feel, and also I do see a lot of BTS fans like don't listen to any other K-pop. Like no, they don't listen to any K-pop at all, which I feel like is fair. You don't have to do that. But I'm just saying, like low key, she might have cooked a tiny bit though, because a lot of people that listen to BTS, they only listen to BTS stuff. And I'm saying, even like when I dropped my Stray Kids video, people says like, oh, I thought I was only reacting to BTS, but like, I mean, I'm just getting into this stuff. I'm trying to see like if I like it or not, or what's going on. But what if somebody see my lady? She could be cooking a tiny bit though. You know what I'm saying? Tiny bit. I mean. We learned about the with the TVXQ people, well, guys, not people. So I mean, it's not exactly the same thing, but like, I see what she's saying.
But what about the media's reaction and the strategy's impact in the K-pop industry? If so many groups did it first, why was it not revolutionary back then? Like I mentioned, it was not revolutionary because this plan was some groups' only choice, and the ones who actually chose this strategy didn't receive the same benefits. So how can you really say that others successfully did it first? Some people like mentioning that other groups didn't have the resources and dedicated fanbase to release solo music in a schedule similar to BTS's, and that is completely true. But why is BTS's sacrifice being erased in this entire conversation? No other group had to go through what BTS went through to make this plan a reality, yet they still chose it. In 2021, BTS was at the peak of their careers. They established themselves as not just the biggest group in the world, but also as one of the biggest artists at the moment. But this was not supposed to happen. Jin, the oldest member of BTS, was turning 28 in December of 2020, meaning that he had to enlist in the military. His birthday was on a Friday. So on Tuesday of that same week, South Korea's parliament rushed to announce a revision of the country's Military Service Act. This lets K-pop stars postpone their military service until they turn 30, but only if they have received an Order of Cultural Merit, a medal awarded by the president. BTS has been the only
Ooh.
K-pop group ever to receive this medal.
Yeah, I'm about to say, okay, like, I see what you're doing, but all right, that's smart though. I'll be honest, but 30 to big 3-0. Okay, I mean, I see what you're doing because like it's a special medal, like only they got that bitch, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? I see what they did.
BTS has been the only K-pop group ever to receive this medal, making the public name this revision the BTS law, since it was basically created just for them. They are literally the only ones who meet the criteria. So as BTS continued releasing music and having massive success all throughout 2021, South Korea's lawmakers started debating about a possible military exemption for recording artists who have extraordinary impact globally. But something to note here is that the debate was really about BTS only. BTS broke massive barriers for K-pop artists to participate in the Western music industry since 2017, but the most popular K-pop idols were enlisting in the military all these years and no one was debating a K-pop exemption. Government officials only started considering a K-pop exemption because the 2 extra years they gave BTS were not enough. Jin was soon turning 30 and BTS's popularity didn't die down.
Damn, that is crazy. Like Jin is 30? like like 30 is not crazy old, but like I didn't know he was up there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Jin was soon turning 30 and BTS's popularity didn't die down. Instead, it increased astronomically. So the meetings for a possible exemption for extraordinary artists like BTS started, and they were an absolute mess. BTS and their label decided to not get involved at all. Remember that the public was really divided about this topic, and many considered this preferential treatment. So the ones debating BTS's future and advocating in favor of military exemptions for K-pop artists were actually government officials and other K-pop labels. Busan's mayor, the Culture, Sports and Tourism Minister, the representative of the People Power Party, and other government officials wanted BTS to serve through an alternative program similar to athletes and classical musicians. But the criteria for this would have
okay. I'm gonna cut her off. Sorry. But I was thinking about that though, because I think I kind of talked about this before maybe. But like with athletes, not being able to play the sport for 2 years is literally career suicide. like dead ass career suicide. Because when you in sports, you have a very short time frame of your prime. Like pre-prime, your prime, and like when you're washed, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? You have your career is not very long. I think the average career in any sport, like pro sport, is at most maybe 2 years, 3 years. So just say you play for 2 years, you enlist for 2 years, you're fucked. like, yeah. So I was wondering how that is. So I mean, maybe I'll do some research on my own and release a video, but I'm not really sure. But I'm curious about that too, though. Oh, maybe talk about it right here. How did I? Receive privilege on I don't, never mind.
Similar to athletes and classical musicians, but the criteria for this would have most likely been the same as for the 2-year postponement.
Wait, classical magicians? Like I don't understand that one though, but I'm not too familiar with musician in general, so.
But the criteria for this would have most likely been the same as for the 2-year postponement, and that was a big part of the debate. It was beneficial for K-pop labels to support BTS's exemption because their K-pop groups may also get an exemption. The problem was that BTS's achievements were too extraordinary, and no K-pop group could even meet the criteria for the 2-year postponement. 26 K-pop labels, including the big 3 agencies SM, JYP, and YG Entertainment, filed an objection to the Ministry of National Defense represented by the Korea Music Content Association.
Haters, bro.
They said the amendment was unrealistic and unfair, saying it is near impossible for K-pop musicians to qualify before the age of 28. And that is true. BTS is actually too young to receive the Order of
I was gonna say like I thought it's like a BTS type type shit. And he said like, oh yeah, if they got the president shit, I'm like, well, I mean only BTS do have that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you kinda like you cherry pick something that only BTS not really that's kind of cherry pick something that only BTS have done. So but oh yeah, they did do this though, so I feel like you should let them slide a little bit. So I feel that makes sense why they would want to push back. But it seems like if their artists got sent to the military and they came back and they fell off, it's like I'd be pretty mad too. You know what I'm saying?
cultural merit in it's true. BTS were actually too young to receive the Order of Cultural Merit in 2018, but the president gave them the medal as an exception because their achievements were truly extraordinary, never seen before in history. The K-pop labels said they were not blindly asking to lower the standards, but instead for the ministry to come up with standards that are not this extraordinary. In other words, K-pop labels were not asking to lower the standard, they were just asking to lower the standard. So picture this, K-pop labels advocated for military exemptions for BTS and other non-extraordinary musicians. Some lawmakers were advocating for only BTS to receive exemptions because their cities and government projects benefit from BTS only. Other lawmakers were against BTS and any K-pop artists receiving military exemptions. The public was divided, BTS was quiet, and BTS's label only asked lawmakers to reach a decision. But look at all of this mess. Even the ones agreeing to give BTS an exemption debated about the alternative service. Would it be a full exemption or a partial exemption? Should they perform and serve in the military at the same time, or should they serve in the military for a shorter period of time? There were many meetings, but instead of coming out with decisions, they announced delayed after delayed. So in the end, all the BTS members decided to terminate their 2-year postponement and enlist in the military. After this decision, the government stopped debating about a possible military exemption for K-pop artists because it was about BTS this entire time. What I'm trying to say is that while all of these K-pop labels begged for a 2-year postponement for the members of their groups, BTS, the only ones with an actual chance to receive exemptions, quit all of that. They said, thank you for the 2-year extension, but we're enlisting together either way. The younger members could have actually waited for the older members to enlist, have a full group comeback and a tour, and then go to the military when it was their time to go, prioritizing their personal lives and even solo careers. But they didn't.
Oh, wait, no. Okay, I'm gonna let it play out. Hold on. You had 3 seconds left.
They enlisted together and up to 4 years earlier because they thought about the longevity of the group. It was not just luck or the privilege of pre-recording and releasing multiple solo projects during these 3 years. They chose their own future together when their own government and the K-pop industry were trying to play with it. That sacrifice is the essence of the BTS strategy.
Okay, I know it's the video, but okay. What the hell was that? Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry. Technical difficulties. But yeah, well, what I was gonna say is that when you get centered, hold on. Yeah, but I say it's like a thing where like you don't want to like re-enlist and like kind of like ruin, like not ruin your youth, but like want to take away your youth. But it's also one of those things where like I want to like probably enlist as early as possible. But obviously, like when they were smaller, they were doing their training, obviously, so like they can't listen when they're 18 on some easy shit, like, oh, get it over with. Now I'm 21, now it's like whatever. So that actually makes sense. But the way big BTS, I mean, it's scary though. It's scary. Like it's like a YouTuber decide not to post for 2 years, unless you're Corey Kenshin. That probably won't work. I don't know that probably it won't work. I mean, if you're not Corey Kenshin, like he's like the Satoru Gojo. No, the BTS like the Satoru Gojo, where it's like it's all. No, so they did it, but like you can't do that shit though. Like they're different from you. So, but yeah, I guess BTS they didn't fully post on the videos. Corey Kenshin, he for sure did though. But yeah, because he was on no social media. Like obviously you could catch him out in person or whatever if you could. But for the most part, he kind of was doing his own thing. God knows what he's up to right now, and he hasn't uploaded in a little minute still. So you never know. But I mean, like I said, these guys are like he's old, bro. He's old. Trying to get a wife and kids or whatever, living life. You know what I'm saying? Making a manga, whatever. You know, but that is interesting. Like all this stuff. Like I would have never knew. Like I didn't know like why they were enlisting, but I think like when they were enlisting, they were still like kind of like. I won't say in war, but they weren't out of war though. So like after they wanted like people to be like ready for the military, like God forbid something happens, they gotta like everybody gotta be ready, you know what I'm saying? So they want everybody to enlist. So they have some training, whatever, you know, but damn, I don't know. It's actually like crazy to think about. Like, okay, so I am thinking though, like I keep saying like. I need to stop doing that. But what I was thinking is what happens if you like flee the country? Like they like arrest you, or after they force you to go in there if you don't go in at 27. I mean 28. But what if I like decided to go in America? I guess you have to get like a visa. But I feel like BTS can easily get a working visa. But I guess maybe they would get denied because they gotta go to the military, or I'm not sure how that would work exactly. But I don't know. I just couldn't do it. Like I'm not sure what they do in the military, but like I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know by me being there. You know what I'm saying? But some people like they willing to get like enlisted, whatever. Cause sometimes like what's in there is like, I mean, what's out here isn't good, so you get enlisted and then so you get paid, whatever, and then you get like free housing and free food, pretty much. So some people do that for like survival, you know what I'm saying? Which I definitely understand, 1,000% understand. But like this is like a different type thing where it's like, you know what I'm saying, you have to do it, but like, so it just, I don't know, just interesting. I just find this fascinating. I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying, I want to learn like more stuff. You know what I'm saying, the more, because you always learn something new every day, pretty much. So I want to learn more about this. Possibly like with the military, I mean with the athletes thing. I want to see how that works. So that stuff I'm curious seeing. I might do some research off screen type shit. But yeah, though, I guess that's the video. So I guess if you guys want more BTS, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.